New at 11, the State Street campus garage on North Lake Street is permanently closing today. This location will be redeveloped into a mixed-use property that will include a new parking garage, student housing, and an intercity bus terminal. The Street side of State Street, of this campus garage will still be open during construction, but space will be limited. Construction will begin in early 2024, which will include a full demolition and rebuild of the site. The parking division anticipates the new redevelopment to reopen in the fall of 2026.